No, you guys, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. Walk with me through this story because this is such a perfect example of how incredibly corrupt corporate and mainstream media are. You can put it at 2 times speed or 1.5 is what I put all videos on. And we're going to focus here specifically on the New York Times, but this is all corporate media. This is all mainstream media and even some so-called independent media. Not all independent media is really independent, but that's a separate story. But we all are aware that corporate media and legacy media and mainstream media is just a racket to protect the rich and corporations and the elites and the power structures. So instead of the New York Times, which is the so-called paper of record, actually doing some real reporting on the way people are feeling about this whole UnitedHealth CEO thing or the way people are feeling about healthcare in general, instead of actually writing anything about that, reporting anything about that, allowing people to do guest essays about that or op-eds, they're out here doing full-time free PR work on behalf of the health insurance companies. So here's the UnitedHealthcare CEO, okay, or UnitedHealth CEO. Here's him writing an op-ed in the New York Times being like, the healthcare system is flawed. Let's fix it. And if you know anything about this kind of stuff, you'll know that he doesn't propose anything. It's just mealy mouth platitudes. It's a lot of the people of United Health Group are nurses, doctors, patients, and clients, advocates, technologists, and more. They all come to work each day to provide critical health services for millions of Americans in need. You're not saying anything. That's literally nothing. Okay, so people noticed this, okay? And people were not having it in the comments. This is the quintessential CEO statement, not a single actual idea or recommendation, but gets released by the corporate media anyway. To say this doesn't match the moment is putting it mildly. Insurance companies should not be making decisions about the science of healthcare. They are compromised by the profit motive and they have little connection to the actual provision of care. True. But all the fearmongers and propagandists will be like, oh, but single-payer healthcare and Medicare for all is hashtag socialism. It's indoctrination, people being propagandized since birth to be against their own economic interests, because it doesn't take long to understand that when you treat healthcare as a commodity, people's health is a commodity, and have a for-profit business model, that they're going to do everything they can to deny helping people in order to make more money. I have read this twice, and in essence, it says nothing. What is he proposing to change or improve? As the largest insurer, what will it take the lead on to improve access, coverage, and outcomes? Shocking in a way at this time of intense reaction to this industry's business practices. Yeah, because it literally doesn't say anything. He's like, let's fix it, and then doesn't actually propose anything. What's amazing though is that because there were so many comments, they straight up turned the comments off. How amazing is that? The people were not having it. So they're like, we're just gonna turn this off. I saved the best 2 headlines for last though, you guys, because they're just so amazing. They're so amazing. These are also from the New York Times to once again illustrate to you that they not only work on behalf of the elite and the ruling class and these corporations and not in the interest of journalism, but it's to the point of absurdity. Brian Thompson, not Luigi Mangione, is the real working class hero. Now you might think, who would buy that bullshit? This is clearly a coordinated effort by the elites and the corporate class and media to think that if they try to do a little switcheroo and say that actually it's Brian Thompson, the multi-millionaire CEO that makes a living denying people life-saving care, is really the one representing the working class. And Luigi Mangione was rich or whatever. So populists and regular Americans, you should be taking his side. It's actually embarrassing how transparent it is. I said this on my live the other night when we were talking about it on YouTube. It's embarrassing how transparent this is and how coordinated it is, because all of the people in mainstream media are parroting this same line. They're trying to do a mental switcheroo on you to be like, oh, I should side with him. Yeah, I should side with him. And you won't be surprised to learn that it was written by Brett Steele. Because of course it was. This one's probably my favorite though. Why the glorification of Luigi Mangione is inherently anti-Israel. What? You don't even go here. This isn't even about you. It's amazing. The narcissism of Zionists is so incredible. It is so all-encompassing that we're having, as Americans, a conversation about American healthcare in our country, which, because, again, in the Israeli regime, they don't need to pay for healthcare because we pay for their healthcare. They have universal healthcare, okay? But we don't. Zionist narcissism is so all-consuming that we can be having a conversation that you're not even a part of of, and you turn around and be like, hey, you guys having this conversation about healthcare and the brutality of your healthcare system, it's actually anti-Israel. Understand that if you're still taking anything they say over at places like the New York Times seriously and not looking at it for what it is, which is corporate, oligarch controlled propaganda, you are missing the point.